Ghetto superstar, that is what you are, coming from afar, reaching for the stars. Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. Right now, I'm going to be doing a bonus reading for Starseeds. I just picked up on massive shifting going on, and so this has huge significance and will have a major impact on the trajectory of the starseed ascension. I'm going to be doing ClairTarot Reading. Let me just shuffle my cards. Ghetto superstar. Sorry, I left some cards out. That is what you are. All right. So I was doing my group meditation just a little while ago. This is for my subscribers, subscribers to my meditation group, that is. And a massive shift took place. It almost felt like, how would I put this? Like if there were two tectonic plates pressing up on each other and the pressure has been building and building and building, and suddenly one shifted momentarily. Not enough to release the pressure, just enough for the pressure to build in a more accelerated way. So lots and lots of shifting going on, and it's important for us to understand because we do have a lunar event coming, and this is going to really do some major things. It's an umbral lunar event. It's a partial lunar eclipse, and a lot of significance for this. Okay, so hold on, guys. Reversal of bad trend, new interest in matters, overcoming ruin, disharmony in marriage or love interest. So if you think that you were going on a nice little trip down a country road, things are about to get cray-cray for you. Like, it almost makes me want to hide. I'm not even joking. It almost makes me want to hide. This would account for some of the things that have been going on over the past few days, like interactions, attempts by very dark beings, brute force attempts when these beings previously, they weren't as successful with their attempts to access. So something has definitely shifted, So Queen of Swords. Ghetto superstar, that is what you are. Here we go. Intensely perceptive, a subtle person may signify a widow or a woman of sadness. More. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. All right. So there are certain feminine energies that have been extremely present in the deconstruction of man, extremely active in participation in their participation of trying to keep humanity from rising. This one in particular, she is being positioned. You could almost say she's the first daughter. She's being positioned in such a way that would generate a charge for a major attack. This is just not what I wanted to see at all. See, hold on. Waiting for a moment of vulnerability. And this is going to be something it's going to be a very unorthodox approach for her. Yeah, a shitstorm is absolutely brewing. Absolutely brewing. Wheel of Fortune in reverse is bad luck, broken sequence, outside the influence, not contemplated. This is not good. This is so not good. And you guys, when someone like me says this is not good, and I'm like, so I'm usually the person that's like, you know what? No, it's fine. It's fine. We will get through this. It's perfectly fine. Queen of Coins in reverse. False prosperity, suspense, suspicion. Vicious person. This is... So what do you need me to share? Because we can't leave this reading this way. Silence. Hold on, guys. Let me get more cards. We need better clarity on this. We don't need silence. We need clarity. Give me clarity. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I need 2 more cards. Okay, so it doesn't end ugly. All right, it gets close to it, but it doesn't end ugly. Card number 17, what is already with you? There, within each of us is both light and dark, okay? All of us are already a totality. We are created whole. This notion of you are a sinner, you are flawed, you are one half of a pair, all of that is bullshit. You are a scaled down version of creation, okay? Creation is nothing more than a stair-step model, excuse me, of God energy. And so in that, you are complete. You are autonomous. You can correct any circumstance within your field given the proper tools and information. Now, with that being said, card number 36, listening for truth. Okay. I don't want to say this, but I guess I have to say this. There is a circumstance. It's been a developing circumstance with parasitic strains. This one in particular is extremely high level, high functioning, high frequency. Usually we don't see this level of intelligence and just flat out power within parasitic strains. This one surpasses all of them. It has the ability to breach your shield. It's one hell of a strain. And I became aware that it had infiltrated 5D. So all peoples who are just starting on their spiritual journey or have limited access or knowing to actual truths, those who are wanting to develop their spirituality and are kind of just accepting anything as truth, not using discernment, you are at risk of having this enter your field. And the reason this is a major risk, it's unlike any other parasite. Parasites have a tendency to use latch points, meaning areas where it will hold on to you as it feeds. This is to facilitate the feeding off your energy. Now, my knowledge of this particular strain is actually what got so many to vilify me. this strain doesn't feed off of you. Much like the symbiote in Spider-Man, it seeks to merge with you, with your chakras. This is what I refer to as a 2M. 2M standing for MM, meaning Montgi merger. It seeks to merge. And just like, what's his name? That character off Spider-Man. It blocks the name. Venom. Yes, Venom. Just like Venom. Once it merges enough, there's no undoing it. I like to make the analogy of your body as a vase of water. It's a vessel full of water. You take 1 drop of blue dye, which represents your essence, 1 drop of red dye, which represents this parasitic strain, and then you agitate. You create circumstance to agitate the frequency. At a certain point, that water is going to turn purple. How do you separate the two? How do you take the red out? You don't. So this is what's going on right now. This is what's going on. And you have to listen for the truth. Okay. I'm not saying listen to me. I'm saying listen to your higher self. This is why I'm putting such a heavy emphasis for weeks now that you have to listen to your higher self. You can't just keep going by what sounds good, what sounds cool, what sounds like it might possibly be true. If what I'm saying right now does not resonate with you, I am perfectly okay, and I encourage you to say bullshit. I think you're full of bullshit. That's perfectly fine. I want you to think for yourself. That is the whole point. Think for yourself. And this is just, that's the shift. So 2M has infiltrated the 5th dimension. 5th dimension contains, it contains the root of your compassion, soul purpose, that type of information and coding. That's not good. That's not good. You better learn real quick who the hell you are. And I know this is probably scaring people, but you better learn real quick. Figure yourself out real quick. Real quick. Stop with trying to be someone else. Stop trying to resonate with something that doesn't actually quite resonate with you. Be who you are. Develop a strong bond with your higher self. That is the only thing that will help to keep you protected. Your higher self. Because your higher self will serve as a countermeasure. All these things that 2M is going to be trying to insinuate, try and incept into your thoughts as though they're your own. Your higher self is going to be regulating that, saying, no, girl, no, that's not how it really is. That's not how it really is. And this is a major thing. This is a major thing. I didn't realize this is what was going to be talked about, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't realize that, because I probably wouldn't have come live. But when giving me clarity, as we listen for truth, we then understand everything is heaven sent. Everything that comes across your path is something that's going to help you to grow. Okay? This is not something to be afraid of. If you feel fear, that is perfectly okay, because this fear is what's going to direct you to do something about it. You're not supposed to just feel fear to the point where it cripples you. You have to allow yourself to be empowered even by your fear, not just through the fear, but by the fear itself. Okay? So, you know, I just got to tell Soul, I really hate it when you do that shit and you just kind of trick me into going live. And they're like, oh, by the way, this is actually what we want you to share. There's certain things I just don't want to talk about, but y'all got to play games with me. Make me go live to talk about stuff. Oh my gosh. It's really important, you know, and if you guys think, no, I'm powerful, I know how to work energy, I do this and I can do that and I can shield. They don't give a shit about your shield. I tell you that right now. If you don't understand how that could be, 2M has learned how to ride electrotonal pulses, meaning sight and sound, okay? Through the eyes, through the ears. Now, electrotonal pulses can enter through your shielding because that's what the eyes and ears are designed to do. Pull in that information through your shield without interfering with any other process. So when you watch or listen to something that's infected by 2M, that's what you're doing. You're pulling it in directly in. Now, if you're going to draw a line straight through your eye and through your ear, where does that dissect? Where does it intersect? Your pineal. Think on that. Think on that. So go ahead and get some more cards. Maybe we can turn this around a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. All right. Hold on. Gabriel came out. Look up, look forward. Time out. See? That's the attack. Okay. So Archangel Gabriel guides your creativity. Notice how Gabriel is playing a violin. I mean, pop culture, what's violin represent? Drama. Just like, what the fuck? Look up, look forward. Welcome new developments for positive change. Wow. Speaking of electrotonal, notice how her eyes are covered. Careful what you view. Careful what you participate in. Notice how this Fibonacci sequence, this golden ratio, is towards the back. This entry point of the eyes and the ears, it's going to help you to begin that ascension process. This doesn't mean just bad stuff. Time out. Take time for much needed break and relax. Notice how the sword misses its mark. Notice all the lotus floating. And I mean, honestly, what do the lotus need in order to thrive? If we are all a lotus, you know, we need the mud, right? This is a muddy circumstance we're about to enter. Notice the baby in the lotus. This is going to affect you down to your inner child. Does that mean all hope is lost? No. Embrace healthy relationships. Now is the time for you to begin discerning what you actually want to participate in. What do you want to participate in? What do you want to leave as your legacy here in this life? It's time for you to begin deciding these things, because this is the actual shift that is going to really solidify where your path takes you. No one else gets a say in this but you. It's really just you. You're the only one that can decide this. So I hate to say this. I really do. If you take a look at your circle, you know someone's infected. And you guys, it's not just someone who acts ugly. You know, it's not, oh, I don't like how they act. They have to, it's not that. It's really not that. But if you know for a fact certain people are infected with 2M, And yeah, you've cut them out, but you still have this intermediary. Your friend is still their friend. What do you think happens there? That's a bridge. That's a bridge to enter your sacred circle, your space. So yeah, this is going to cause quite a bit of separation and division, and that's not really what we're here for. And I say, you know what? We are already experiencing a spiritual mitosis, this pinching off and separating of two polarities. And that's perfectly okay. All right. You experience mitosis within you daily. You are the product of mitosis, amplified mitosis. Now, what's important is not stopping that division. What's important is what we fill the void that's created as it's pinched and separated. What are you going to fill that void with? More darkness and despair? Or are you going to consciously choose to begin pressure injecting love into it? And love is not what people like to assume, or it's like, oh, love and light. I have, I have so much spiritually elevated energy that I'm just going to spiritually bypass. Like, oh, you're being disrespectful to me and, intentionally trying to harm me, but I'm spiritual. So I'm not going to say or do anything. That's a spiritual thing to do. And that's not spiritual. That's not love. Omnilove, the truth of love, has the power to destroy and rebuild. Just like fire has the ability to take life as well as sustain it. So you're going to have to choose, what are you going to fill that void with? And whatever happens, happens. This is, I'm not talking about some extinction level event. This is most likely going to manifest as a personal circumstance between you and other people, or something internal, but you're going to have to consciously choose. However this manifests within your journey, you're going to have to consciously choose what you're going to inject that void that's being created with. What are you going to fill it with? If you're going to fill it with a knowing that everything is going to be okay and you're going to do the work that's necessary, for everything to manifest in a way that supports this want, then yeah, good. How do the angels love? They are love. Complete. Angels are a totality of love. Do you mean by action? I don't understand the question. How do angels love? They are love. They're love in motion. They do as they're instructed by the prime creator of all. And again, this touches back to what I had talked about before, where people have this really skewed concept that, oh, demons are evil, blah, 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 blah. And, look at Archangel Michael, he's amazing. And I'm really close to Archangel Michael, but who do you think God sends to F stuff up when it goes all bad? Michael. Do you really think Michael is all fluff? That love and light stuff? Michael is a destroyer energy. I mean, Michael is a destroyer energy. Does that make Michael bad? No. Not at all. Nothing in this creation is bad. Everything is going to serve to grow you in the way that you choose. So you can either take this as a negative thing and transmute it back to positive, or let it take over. What are you going to do? See, Stephanie says he comes in when we feel fear the most. And why does Michael come in when you feel fear the most? Why do you feel safe with Michael there? Because Michael is an angelic savage. He will defend you to the end with force. That's why you feel safe. Because his love is a totality commanded by God. He answers to no one but God. So before you guys begin to like buy into this lie that we've really been perpetuating, it's a lie. It's a lie. There's no need to fear love in its totality. And maybe this whole shift is to kind of get us back into alignment with the actual truth. The devil is a lie. The stories we've been told are lies to get us to fear things that serve as archetypes for fractals of us that we refuse to acknowledge. All of it is a lie. We have been existing on a foundation of lies that have been created and perpetuated to keep you from really tapping into the greatness that you are. You are divinely corded into God energy. There is nothing here in creation that can actually unnecessarily harm you. Nothing. At all. Nothing. And I don't have all the answers, but these little things that I'm sharing with you guys, this is what I know to be true. This is exactly what I know to be true. And this is why I have no fear. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid of what happens after you die. I'm not afraid of demons. I'm not afraid of darkness. But for most of my life, I was afraid of me because I didn't understand the totality of who I am, of what I am. And as I begin to do the inner work to understand these things, I begin to understand who and what I am. I am a lover. And as someone who practices omni-love, I have no problem tearing you down so I can help you rebuild yourself. So be real. Be real with yourself. Be real with other people. Stop with the BS of, I can't say anything because it's not compassionate. It's not spiritually evolved. Yeah. So you would rather perpetuate their abusive behaviors. Is that love? Or is that enabling? Enabling of an imbalanced darkness. And everyone, you have to begin formulating your own thoughts on these things that I'm sharing. You cannot take everything I say as 100% absolute, because these are simply things as I understand it to be in this moment. And it may change tonight. It may change tomorrow. My understanding will continue to develop and evolve as my mind and heart begin to align even more. And there's less resistance for the truth to re-enter my consciousness. That's what spirituality is. That's what spirituality is. It's not about who can sound the best, who can sound the most evolved. Parrots can sound evolved. Just remember that. Are you just going to be a parrot? You're just going to regurgitate someone else's journey? Or are you going to reclaim who you are? And that's not a right or wrong thing. If you're not ready to reclaim it, that's okay. If you are ready, that's okay too. But understand, this is going to happen for you. One way or another, this is going to happen for you. The field is already prepped. The charge is building. I would not be surprised if a huge tectonic shift occurs very soon. I used to follow it and it drove me crazy. Because how do you stop it? You don't. Preventing someone's growth just because it's a type of growth that involves suffering and pain and you don't understand it is not love. That's not love. Love is when you allow someone to fall and stand aside and stand there and wait and help them up when they ask for it. And an even greater love is when you tell them, you don't need help, you can do this. And you help them remember that they really can do this. No more coddling. That's not going to help. No more coddling, no more none of that. You guys need to begin really tapping into the potentiality of your greatness. Every single last one of us have been gifted a birthright with a particular set of gifts, varying levels of greatness. This doesn't mean any of us are more superior or less than others. This just means we each have our purpose, our role to play, a space to fill within this puzzle called life. And if we're not going to do that, that leaves voids in the design. What are we going to fill that void with? Because creation doesn't like voids. It will always seek to fill the voids that are left. And if you don't choose what is filled, something else will choose for you. So if you have voids within you, begin speaking to your higher self. Your higher self absolutely has the authority to fill that void on your behalf. This is not about you need to book sessions with me, be afraid, you have to book. No, you don't have to book sessions with me. If you're about efficiency, yeah, go book sessions with me. If you have money to burn, then yeah, sure, go book sessions with me. But if you understand what I'm actually saying right now, you'll understand this is not about booking sessions. This is about consciously reclaiming your birthright. This does not take from anyone else. This has always and will always be yours. So allow yourself to receive it. I am no more special than any of you. The only difference between me and you guys is I got beat the fuck down by life over and over and over again until finally I was like, all right, quit beating me. I accept. I yield. I'm not going to fight it anymore. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. And you may be wondering, well, why did life have to do that to you? So that I can share my experience with you. So that you can avoid what I had to go through. But if you choose to go through it, that's perfectly okay too. Because my love is not the kind of love that will cripple you, that will try and prevent you from learning the very things that empower you in the end. Spirituality is not a linear path. Whatever people are preaching about spirituality and how to develop it and all of this and all of that, it works for them. That's their path. That's not your path. Why would you follow in someone else's footsteps? Exactly, Melissa. Love is not a cage. It's not. It's not. That's a good question, Marcos. Interesting. Can someone become knowledge through others' experiences rather than their own journey? Personally, my thoughts on that is the only way to reclaim that knowledge through someone else's experiences is by allowing yourself to merge with that fractal of consciousness, allowing yourself to fully embrace your empathy, because through empathy, you don't just feel bad for them. You resonate with them. You're at the same level of resonance. You become them. You drop that illusion of separateness and you return back to a state of at one-ment, because that's what we are. We are one consciousness, experiencing an individuated experience through use of filters. And if this doesn't make any sense, look up apartheid filters. Google Kathara. Nothing more than filters to give the illusion of separateness. How can I do the work that I do? Because I know I am you. You are me. I am you. And when I close my eyes, we become one. I'm not healing you. I'm healing myself. I take in your illness and I heal myself. And then I push you back out. That's the big secret. Because I understand we are one. But that also means that I understand we need to feel separateness and experience things from varying points of view, because that's what the point of life is, so that our consciousness, when we return back to one, we will have experienced the same circumstance for infinite possibilities, from infinite points of views. What better way to learn from one singular moment than from viewing it at 360 degrees? And guess what? 3 plus 6 plus 0 is 9. That is the God number. Look all this up. Look all this up. Exactly, we're all parrots using different words. It doesn't even matter what words you use. Like, to me, the more you try and use words that sound spiritually advanced, the more it sounds like you have no idea what you're talking about. And does that mean I feel like I'm more than you? No, it makes me feel like I haven't done enough of the work I came here to do, for you to still feel as though you have to impress others because of the way you sound, your ability to regurgitate. That tells me I haven't done enough. I haven't allowed myself to be visible enough to inspire you to stand on your own and think for yourself and question, because that's one of my purposes in life, to encourage you to question. And even if it's questioning me, doubting me, telling me I'm full of shit, and so you're going to Google what I'm saying so you can prove to me that I'm wrong, do it. Prove me wrong. I don't have a need to be right. Prove me wrong. And in sharing this information with me that proves me wrong, you're going to help me to grow further. So is it a loss to me? No. You're showing me love in ways you don't even understand. Prove me wrong. If you want to know what spirituality is, it's here right now. I have no desire to be right. I only desire to understand. Desire to fulfill that which my soul promised to do in this life. Half the shit, I don't even know what the fuck I promised, but apparently I'm going to make good on those promises. So there's a shift happening, and we're needing to shift right along with it. And we are. We're going to shift. And it's going to be painfully beautiful. And it's going to grow us in ways that are going to bring us closer together while also creating a larger divide. And all of that is okay. All of that is okay. Because no matter what, everything that happens pushes us to a greater understanding of our need to go from surviving to thriving. We're no longer like generations past, where we're simply trying to survive. And it's time for us to just really take that in. Really, really take that in. And seriously, I absolutely mean this. If the only way for you to take this in is by Googling everything I've said, doing a shit ton of research with the intention to prove me wrong, please do. Please do. And please do share with me the ways in which I misunderstood the memories of my soul. Because much of this I did not research. Much of this I just know. Much of this I spent my entire life feeling as though I'm fucking crazy. I'm making this shit up. This can't possibly be real. This is some bullshit. I'm never sharing this with anyone because this is bullshit. There are no books that tell me these things. Where is this coming from? And after a while, I realized this is the journey of my soul. These are the stories of my lives that I've lived, and I've had many, 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 many lives. Always lives in service. So do I need to be right? No, I just need to serve. Perfectly fine with me if you prove me wrong. As long as you help me to deepen my understanding of the areas in which my memory has failed and my memories have been skewed. That's all I ask for. So I have sessions coming up. I got to get going. You guys, no fear. And if you feel fear, use it to fuel your rise. There is absolutely nothing in this life that will unnecessarily harm you. Nothing. You have to begin accepting your birthright and accepting the fact that you are so deeply loved by a force that you can never quite explain as a human being. It's just an energy that you can't quite put into words. The everything and the nothing and the spaces in between. That's what protects you. That's what loves you. That's what gives you the freedom to be who you are. So accept yourself. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. If this resonates with you, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, join me every single time I'm live. Also, this weekend, I'm going to be holding a workshop. It's a live online workshop, and it's going to be really, really going in depth, teaching you how to tap into your potentiality. It's called the Piscean Potential Workshop. You don't have to be a Pisces to participate. You can find tickets on my website, meevolving.com. Yeah, it's a major shift. Just breathe it in, guys. Just breathe it in. Bye.